morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adiba Ofungo. I'm the Head of Strategy Execution and Special Projects at Avon HMO. And I would like to welcome you all to this Avon HMO's product launch event. So on the panel today, we have our CEO, Adesimbo Okiri, also known as Simbo. And we have our group heads, Group Head for Sales, Tonye Upong, Group Head for Medical Services, Dr. Adeyemi Adeyinka, Group Head for Retention and Growth, Atinuke Kolade, and our Group Head for Operations, Osai Masoge. So on behalf of the team, I would like to thank you all for coming, and I would just like to recognize the special guests that we have here today. So we have members of the press. On the TV side, we have Arise News and TVC News. On the print side, we have, I'm going to have to call this one because I don't want to leave anyone out. So we have Guardian, Vanguard, This Day, Punch, Nation, and The Sun. You're all very welcome. Thank you for being here. We also have members of our group companies. So we have CEOs, HR, marketing, and other EXCO members. And we have our ever-supportive strategic business partners, our healthcare providers, our esteemed clients. I hope I'm not leaving anyone else out. We have representatives of LASHMA and NHIS and other friends of the house. So thank you all so much for being here. And I also want to recognize those who are joining virtually via the live stream. I'm sure our chairperson is also watching this. So before we get into what we have for today, I just want to speak through some housekeeping points. So the restrooms are outside through the double doors on the right. In case of a fire, the muster point is downstairs. You have to use the stairs and not the lift. It's the car park on the left of this building. Anything else? Okay, and if you need any other assistance, we have Avon staff that are wearing the name tags, so you can just speak to them for that. So going into the flow for today, we're going to have our head of marketing speaking through the Avon story, who we are, what we do. We're also going to hear from our CEO what led to the development of these products, and then we'll have the actual product unveiling. And then we're going to have a question and answer session, and we hope to conclude with everything in about a couple of hours. So without further ado, I will now hand over to our head of marketing, Omolola Makinde, to take us through the Avon story.
Good morning, everyone. We're very excited to have you here. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. My name is Omolola Makinde, and I head the marketing team at Avon HMO. Okay, so I'll be taking you through the Avon story. And Avon story is quite an interesting one. We got licensed in 2012 and commenced our operations in 2013. A year after commencing our operations, we launched our plans to corporate clients in 2014, and afterwards in 2015, we began our digital transformation journey. We launched our 24/7 contact center, and in 2016, we became the first HMO in Nigeria to launch corporate retail plans to the audience. So our goal in Avon HMO has been the same since we started, and it's still consistent for the past 10 years. We empower Nigerians to live healthier, fuller lives. So in doing that, we ensure that all Nigerians from all walks of life have access to affordable healthcare services with our expanded portfolio of products, and as well as our healthcare centers that we partner with. So in 2017, however, we launched our first radio show. The radio show turned out to be a very good one. It got to win awards for 2017, 2018, and 2019. And it was more of empowering Nigerians to live healthier, fuller lives, telling them how to live healthier, fuller lives with day-to-day relatable stories. In 2019, however, we were listed on the London Stock Exchange. And in 2020, we all know what happened. Due to the COVID pandemic, we had to be innovative, and we launched our telemedicine platform. Since then, we've expanded our product portfolio, and we're here to witness the launch of some of those products as well as expanded our footprints. We now have offices in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kano, Ibadan, and Enugu. So without further ado, I'll be handing over the mic now to the CEO to take us through what we're here for today. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to recognize some special guests by name. So I'd like to recognize the presence of the General Manager of NHIS for the Lagos region, Mr. Femi Akingbade. And I also have here a senior member of the team at the Lagos State Health Insurance Commission. His name is Mr. Olatunji Rotimi. As you know, these are crucial stakeholders to what we do. We like to say that we are one of the trusted partners of Lagos State in ensuring that all the citizens and residents of Lagos State are able to have access to healthcare services whenever they need it, without the fear of a financial hardship or constraints leading to fatalities or leading to complications that can cost lives. We are also a partner to NHIS. They are our regulator. We have a very cordial relationship with them. And over the years, they have been supportive of all the initiatives that Avon HMO has come up with. And we very much buy into their vision and their mission to ensure that Nigeria continues to progress and achieve its goal of universal health coverage. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for making it. There is a presentation I will take you through because it has some statistics. When we started Avon HMO in 2012, I remember taking the stage and speaking to the rising trend of non-communicable diseases and how that was on the rise, not just in Nigeria, in other parts of the world, but also communicating to everybody that was there that morning or that evening that when diseases strike, when non-communicable diseases strike, they are often catastrophic in nature. The cancers, the cardiovascular diseases, the heart attacks, the strokes. The average Nigerian cannot afford to take care of themselves when these things happen. Not to talk of the unfortunate accidents that also happen, car accidents that leads to loss of limbs, internal bleeding. There are lots of things that happen, even domestic accidents. We will know at least one or two people who have suffered burns as a result of gas explosions. These are the kind of incidents we call acute and critical health incidents. And sometimes they are emergencies that can lead to loss of life. Most times, the average Nigerian cannot afford to commence treatment immediately. Yes, you can say there are health plans, and there are health plans. We have the NHIS Informal Sector Plan. We have the Lagos State Health Insurance Plan, Ilera Eco. We have various other states who also have their own health insurance plans. And of course, people like Avon HMO also have private health plans that are available for people to subscribe to. The National Health Insurance Act, which was passed last year, actually makes it compulsory for every resident of Nigeria to have a health insurance plan. It prescribes a minimum basic package that every Nigerian should have access to. And this is very affordable. Lagos State is one of the front runners in this area because every state is then encouraged to come up with its own minimum basic plan that all the residents of the state can subscribe to. It's a laudable thing because the truth of the matter is more than 80% of hospital visits are covered by this minimum basic health plan. It covers your everyday, your malaria, your upper respiratory tract infections, light stomach infections, backache, you know, all the normal things, typhoid that Nigerians like to say they have. All those things that take us to the hospital frequently. These basic minimum plans will do that for you. But you know, when you start talking of cancers, when you start talking of heart attack, when you start talking of stroke, when you start talking of kidney failures, renal failures, when you start talking of the kind of health services you need, God forbid, you have a crucial road accident or, you know, a road accident that involves some serious injury, or a domestic accident, or God forbid, a gunshot wound. These health plans don't cover that. This is the gap that Avon HMO saw and came up with what we are launching today. There is a gap. There's a gap in what is available to make sure that the average Nigerian does not die needlessly. And you know, many people die needlessly. Sometimes people say, God forbid, it's not my portion, or I'm too young. Who amongst us seated here doesn't know of somebody in their 30s or 40s that had a stroke, had a heart attack, had a kidney failure? You know, there are many things that happen to people of very young ages. When these kind of acute illnesses strike, and a person is rushed to the hospital, they first ask you for a deposit, you know. And the deposit is always in millions. How many Nigerians can afford to put down a deposit of $1 million? Most of these acute illnesses, also when they strike, needs you to be put in the intensive care unit, ICU. A day of ICU is about 300,000. Even in Luth, I think it's about 200,000. So, you know, we all pray never to get these critical illnesses. But when we do, God forbid that we do, but when we do, what happens? You see people selling possessions, doing GoFundMe. What is it called? CrowdfundMe, GoFundMe. And many times, these things take time. Before the GoFundMe is even achieved, some have died. We're going to show you a brief video clip now of just people that were called in this Marina car park to talk about health emergencies that had happened to them in their lives, people they were close to, and how that has influenced their thoughts about getting a health insurance plan. It's worthy, you know, it's worth mentioning that all the various private health plans that are available now, for a person to get onto a private health insurance plan that will cover these ailments, you spend hundreds of thousands of naira per annum. So if you want a private health plan that has some cover for cancer and other types of acute diseases that we've mentioned, you need to be spending upwards of 150, 170, 240,000 naira. You see how affordable our solutions are. Because these are health plans that will go to the crux of what we fear the most. So it doesn't cover all your malaria and all the other things, because we know you have that covered. That's why we are calling it a complementary top-up plan. So without further ado, let's watch the video.
raise funds for cancer, stroke, and clients. Come with me. Hi, good afternoon. What's your name, please?
My name is Stanley Wilson.
My name is Cynthia.
My name is Bob. My name is Alan. My name is Bob.
Have you or anyone you know ever had a medical emergency?
Yes, my younger brother. So we were still in school at the time, and then we were in our room, and the ceiling fan. Well, we don't know what happened. It just fell off, and he was lying down on the bed, so he fell right in his face.
Actually, yes. My parents, my late parents, they had two health issues before they passed on.
My mom has had a few medical emergencies. Okay, mention your experience. So it was during COVID, it was during lockdown, and she had like I think it twisted intestine or something like that. So food wasn't digesting properly.
Yeah, a cousin of mine, a couple of years back, said he was eating, and then all the hair then loose. I think he started throwing up, you get, and then blood started coming out. It's the whole stuff, and then he passed out. And that came down with a stroke. Now they were out. It's passed on now.
How we able to raise funds? Apparently, my parents would say like we're the ones that actually food the bills.
I believe it's pretty well to do, so it wasn't an issue.
Well, they're very unexpected ones, so straight from our savings.
Well, sadly, we didn't have any financial resources at the time, so I had to offer self-care, like, and provided them care for me.
Okay, so what did I experience to cheap?
If not paid that regularly, I need to have myself checked and stuff like that.
To save for rainy days. To save for rainy days, right? But you just really never know.
To take care of yourself. To more cautious in what I eat, what I drink.
Taking care of your health has to start from whatever age you are. You have to take care of yourself.
It's getting up now. You're getting up now. Yeah, definitely. I would love to because such a situation just needs a backup plan just in case you don't have the funds at the beginning.
Yeah, I will. I think like 2 weeks ago, I was actually thinking of one, so I actually would. It does help. I mean, after the experience, yes, because we didn't expect it, we didn't think it can happen anytime soon. Yeah.
Definitely, because I'm self-employed. I don't have any like experience, so I get
So yes, it will be convenient.
Sure, definitely. I would recommend that everybody get the help.
There you have it. You've heard from Nigerians, and now you know that health emergencies happen to us all. However, it is best to get a health plan that covers you and your loved ones.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome. I just want to acknowledge the presence of our group chairman, Mr. Tony Elumelu. You're welcome, sir. And to make everything we're saying today come alive, we've prepared a few slides of very prominent Nigerians who unfortunately have passed on in recent years due to an acute critical illness that they did not foresee, and they were cut down in their prime. This is a sobering reminder of why Avon HMO came up with these health plans that we're launching today. And it's the sad reality of acute illnesses in Nigeria. Some of these names are familiar to you, and we've just put by the side of each of the names the urgent appeal that went out for funds. There are many more than what you see here. Some of them are actresses, some were sportsmen, some were singers, some were other kinds of artists, but they were all public people that we all knew. The good thing about about the plans that we are launching today is that not only do they cover acute and critical illnesses, they also cover other emergencies. That occur as a result of accidents. And we have some statistic here that just shows what category or what number of Nigerians die from car accidents. It's shocking. Every day on our roads, accidents do happen. People are never prepared for the costs of treating themselves after these accidents happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Avon has always done, we saw a need, we researched the need, and we came up with solutions that will address the need, that are affordable for the average Nigerian. Introducing critical top-up plans. I would like to say these critical health top-up plans cover those catastrophic health incidents that others simply can't afford at affordable prices. So I'll talk to them one after the other. The first that is going to come up is Avon Secure Light. And you can see the man saying, God, I beg. That's how Nigerians talk. But God, I beg, is not going to pay your hospital bills. So this is the lightest of the 4 plans we're introducing today. And it's called Secure Light. With Secure Light, in case of what we call serious illnesses that require hospitalization or intermediate surgeries, you have access to a whole range of hospitals across the country, and we will cover your cost up to 500,000 naira. Like I said, these are range of plans don't do your normal malaria, typhoid. But if anything takes you on admission, no matter what it is, this plan will cover it. The next one after that is Secure. Now, Secure Light is a lighter version of Secure because it has a value that is less than Secure. So, Avon Secure is a senior brother to Secure Light. And it's telling you not to just be saved to Fiakwa. Do something about it. Secure Light will treat you for hospital admissions, the surgeries, investigations, specialist consultations, everything that is required to get you better. And the common thread that runs across all these critical care top-up plans is that it also covers rehabilitation. You know many of the diseases we're talking about. After treatment, with rehabilitation. All of them cover rehabilitation costs as well. So after Avon Secure, we go to Avon Revive. This is the one that covers the really, really big diseases. Also nationally. The cancers, the strokes, the heart attacks, renal failure, all those things are covered by this plan. And it's a step up because it has a limit of ₦1 million. Yes, one can say that, sorry, a limit of 5 million naira. One can say that 5 million naira might not cure cancer, but each dose of chemotherapy is about 600,000. Many people can't even afford one dose. Imagine how many doses of chemotherapy this can take. So 5 million naira available for the average Nigerian to spend in case of a health calamity is a lot of money. Many of the GoFundMes we even see online are not looking for 5 million, and they want to go to India. We have centers of excellence in Nigeria now. We have our tertiary institutions, we have the federal medical centers, and we also have private hospitals who are able to do a lot of these things that Nigerians travel abroad for. And 5 million naira will be able to solve the problem of many people who are on this plan. Now, the last of the plans is our Avon is Global. As the name implies, it is a global plan. meaning it will give you international evacuation, meaning your choice of where to be treated is not limited to Nigeria, meaning that we will coordinate even your navigation of which health center and where is actually the best one to go to across the world if something happens. Because it is international in nature, it's underwritten by Lloyd's of London. We're not joking here. You can be guaranteed that if anything happens and you're on this plan, you won't even finish spending the 500,000 because it has a value limit of up to 500,000. And it covers every kind of health emergency that you can think of. These are our new critical top-up plans. We will take your questions and we look forward to answering any queries you might have. Yes, please.
So let me congratulate the CEO for Avon HMO and the sector head for Ezodin's healthcare businesses and her wonderful and formidable team. Congratulations, and to our customers and prospective customers, thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your custom. Avon HMO is here for you to improve your lives. All of us, our lives. They encourage us. You know, Simba, I don't know if I told you this. So I used to, one of the exercises I take was spinning. You know, spinning is like stationary cycle, you just run on it. And I used to enjoy it a lot because when I eat too much, I go and eat. I cannot get the feeling that it's burning the excess calories. And then one day, I saw one of the news letters, and I started reading it. And they were talking about men and prostrate, that things that can cause prostrate in men and that. And one of the things I picked up from that write-up was men sitting on like cycles and what they can do. So since that day I stopped. Since that day I stopped spinning. I still have two now. I look at them, I say, I won't touch you, my hand, no day, as they say. But there's so much, they enlighten us, they educate us, they insure us, they also preach avoidance and prevention. So I commend the products that she just unveiled to everyone here and those who are not here, who are watching or following up digitally. The Avon HMO cares about your lives, about our lives. I'm a beneficiary, as I just shared. And let's embrace their products and services. But more importantly, I think it's good for all of us, irrespective of HMO you use, to be health conscious, because a healthy nation is a prosperous one. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. So let's just wait for the CEO to come back. It will just take a couple of minutes and we'll take the Q&A. Thank you.
6 years. I celebrated my 6th year anniversary, 9th of May this year. It's been an interesting and challenging experience. Case management entails visiting a relief at the hospital, giving them a sense of belonging, reassuring them, letting them know that at every step of their care, Avon is always there with them. And to have on the spot feedback, we want to know how comfortable they are. We want to be sure the quality of care being rendered is what we brought down. The case management also involves quality assurance. Quality assurance means we want to check with the hospital because as an organization we keep evolving and want to be sure that our providers are also evolving. I remember at 8 a.m. the first night of it check if he is good and fine previously. So I want to go to
I think I'm going to hold the mic because I've been told that all the while I was speaking, I wasn't speaking into the mic. And the people who are following on the live stream couldn't hear me properly. So let me do the traditional thing and hold it close to my mouth. Can we start with questions and answers, or have there been questions and answers before? Okay. I also realized that I didn't tell you how much these plants cost. Who wants to hazard a guess? I mean, I told you what is available in market now. For you to have a coverage that includes cancer in the market now, if you don't have about 180,000, you can't. And what is available for you to spend on cancer is also lower than 5 million because it's a plan that covers many other things. Do you want to hazard a guess? Okay, let's start with ACE Global. Gives you international cover. Air ambulance evacuation. You'll be accompanied by a relative. Is a relative, or it has to be like a spouse, a wife, or a husband. We're not going to ask to see your marriage certificate, but you know. We advise that you nominate someone that will actually go there to take care of you, not someone that will use your policies to jackpot. Worldwide, in Europe, South Africa is nearer. Sometimes emergencies make us take enrolled members to South Africa. But Europe sometimes is surprisingly also quick to reach. It's just about 6 hours. A plan like that will cover all medical expenses, including the travel and accommodation costs for an accompanying relative, cover rehabilitation, all of these costs going up to $500,000 covered. How much do you think it should cost, or it would cost? Yeah? It will be costed in dollars, of course, because it's global and it's underwritten by Lloyd's. How much do you think it should cost? Okay. That's close enough. $5,000, $1,000. Any other guesses? $1,500. Any other guesses? It's $500. It is only $500. For sure. And you know, we really did our research to come up with these products. Because oftentimes people, like I said, they will say, I'm paying this huge amount of money for this health plan, and I never fall sick. That's why we have Avon Revive. For those people out there that say, but I never fall sick. Because those are the people, because they never fall sick, they don't have anything set aside for their health. What if an acute illness strikes them, as it often does, then they have nothing. So, who can guess how much the premium for Avon Revive is? Covers all the big what we call big diseases, catastrophic diseases. Acute, critical, life-threatening, even those that happen as a result of accidents, like I said. And you have access to centers of excellence across the country, both private and our tertiary teaching hospitals. Who can guess how much such a plan should cost? And you can spend up to 5 million naira. How much should this plan cost? 250,000. Any other person? Any guess? 250,000 I have. 100,000 per individual. Nope. It's 35,000 naira per person. 35,000 naira. Secure your life for 35,000 naira. Give yourself the opportunity to be revived from death's door. That's why the plan is called Avon Revive. Because it revives you when you are practically at death's door. It's not per month, it's for the entire year. So for everybody out there that has always felt, I'm never sick, I don't even have malaria, you know, why should I get a health plan? You want to get a health plan that, okay, it's going to cost you far less than all these other health plans, but will come to your rescue in case the worst fear happens. That is why we created these health plans. Because many of people say it, I'm not interested in health plans. I don't fall sick. I feel I'll be wasting my money, even though we do educate them that the money you don't use, somebody else is using it. But we knew the cost was a hindrance. So we worked with actuaries and we came up with these plans. I moved to Secure. Avon Secure. Who can guess what the price of Avon Secure is? Can you please show the products as I speak to them? Avon Secure? Anybody? Avon Secure has an upper limit of 1 million. Avon Secure is the junior brother to Avon Revive. But you see, even though it's a junior brother, it covers a lot more what we call intermediate type conditions and surgeries. Appendectomy, Avon Secure. Hernia, Avon Secure. Acute malaria, Avon Secure. Pneumonia, requiring hospitalization, Avon Secure. You break a leg, falling down the stairs, Avon Secure. Playing football, a rough tackle, makes you break an arm, Avon Secure. It is Avon Secure because it secures you before things get a lot worse. Even though it doesn't cover as big ailments as Revive does, it covers a lot more, so there will be high utilization on Avon Secure. Because the diseases you have on Avon Secure are more frequent than the diseases you have on Avon Revive. But still, it's very affordable. Any guess? Avon Secure? Come on! Because you can see now that Avon has tried. Avon HMO has tried. You now want to cook. No. Avon Secure is 48,700. Because the incidence of what happens that Avon Secure covers has a higher likelihood. You know, this what we do is a science. It has a higher likelihood and frequency of occurrence. When the actuaries came with the pricing, I was also surprised. I was arguing with them. But then I remembered that I read law. I didn't even read medicine. I read law and business management. So when actuaries are talking, I should say, okay, sir, yes, sir. Because they went to school, in addition to having a degree, took them 7 years to charter. So when they design a product and price a product, it's advisable not to argue with them. So this is the price for Avon Secure. But we have Avon Secure Lite. A bit less, but it's 36,800. We pushed for ensuring that the most catastrophic diseases are very, very affordable. That's why Avon Revive is 35,000 naira. Because really, 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 those are the big ones. Those are the ones that kill you very quickly if you are not able to commence treatment immediately. And that's why Ace Global too. We went to Lloyd's of London that has the largest pool risk in the world. That is how come we were able to give Ace Global at $500. I don't know many other insurers that will be able to do that. But you know, when you go to Lloyd's, the pool risk is huge. So on this note, let me yield the floor to the audience we have, both online and in the room, to ask their questions. And I'm sure some of my colleagues will also have a few words to say. So thank you very much again. Who has the mic for the audience?
Good morning, everybody. Alade, I work with TV News 9. So you've been talking about your different products. Alade, I work with TV News Nigeria. So we're talking about the different products. Are there family package? Because you've been mentioning for individual. Thank you.
So let me answer that. All the products we have unveiled today, and I will keep saying their names, so even the name should stick with me myself. They are critical care top-up products. They are all available for families as well. Now, the average family is made up of a father, a mother, and up to 4 children. So, but we have priced the family price apart from the international one. That one, if a family of 4 is buying it, you have to pay 500 times 4. But for our local Nigerian cover plans, we do not multiply by 4. We multiply, no, actually that's 6. We do not multiply by 6, we multiply by 4. Yeah, so the family price is roughly about the price of an individual multiplied by 4. We do recognize that sometimes a family is made up of more than 4 people. It can be 5, it can be 6, it can be 1, it can be 2. But when we average it out from the population that we have in Avon, the average is normally around a family of 4. It might be 4.8, 4.5, but that's how it will work if you were buying it for a family.
All right, good morning. My name is Waliat from the Guardian newspapers. Please, how can we get this product? People get this product.
So if you go to our website right now as we speak on your phone, the products are all available to be purchased from your mobile phones, from your laptops, from your iPad. You know, in 2016, Avon was the first HMO in the country. And I believe probably maybe even still the only one that enables you to subscribe to any of our health plans online from your mobile devices. without any human intervention of any sort. So you can buy that way, but we also have our agents and we have a sales team. We have the group head, sales and business development here. She has an army of direct sales agents who are also available to sell these products. But the best thing is to simply go online. Everybody in Nigeria these days will have an ATM card. You can pay by transfer, you can pay by USSD, you can pay by actually entering your card details on your mobile device when you go to our website. So freely available from now.
Okay, my name is Moses. I write for Vanguard newspaper. Good morning, everybody. My question is, as good as the product is, can you tell us the range of coverage? Is it only those that are in the city that can access it? I also equally know that there are people who will be interested in the product because of the cheap rate, but they can't get access to it in terms of awareness. What is a mechanism to ensure that an average Nigerian gets to know this product, even those who can access it, digitally and on digital? That's number one. Number two, the product, what about those that already experiencing terminal illness, like prostate cancer? Are they still qualified to enroll for it now that they are going through the e-health? Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to ask my colleague. I've spoken a lot this morning, and I'm going to ask my colleague, Atinuke, to speak to the first part of the question. Is Omolola nearby? She can speak to this first part as well.
Thank you very much. Your question was about coverage for people who are probably in rural areas. How can they access it? It's a national plan, and anyone, as my CEO had mentioned, first you can purchase these plans off your phone. You can go to our website and purchase it as well. Now, thinking if you even purchase, you may have the concern about who would probably onboard you. Avon has a really stable structure of client service managers. We have dedicated client service managers that also cater to the retail populace. So once someone has purchased this plan, the person is going to be assigned to a dedicated client manager who would onboard him, who would tell him about the plan and how to navigate the scheme. We also have a 24-hour contact center, which the new enrollee, as we call them, would have access to also call into for questions, reference to hospitals, access, and I think that's pretty much answered the question. So yes, it's available in town, it's available up country, it has a national spread. And we have our hospitals all around Nigeria as well. Our case managers are all around Nigeria as well. Thank you.
So I'm going to call on Omolola. Omolola is our head of marketing. And you raised very valid questions about awareness. How will people know about it? Not just in towns and cities, but in all, across the country, in even remote areas. How will people know about it? And how will people be able to buy it? What if, people don't have internet and want to buy it? What if, I don't have a mobile device, but I want to buy it? How are we going to make it available to them? Omolola, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. We already thought about that, and immediately this press briefing ends, we are going to kickstart our omni-channel campaign. We're going to be launching this across press, social media, and digital traditional platforms. So a radio jingle has been shot, has been recorded with the line of the Tufiakwa and all. You'll feel the airwaves very soon, and you'll all get more information about this. And also, we've got radio hypes. Our website, you can purchase the plans, and we've got a wide distribution of sales agents who will penetrate the market. So the people that we believe are not so literate and won't be able to use the internet or access this via digital platforms can obviously purchase this in person through our sales agents.
And if I can add that we have very strong regional offices across the country. And each regional office also has an army of direct sales agents as well as sales staff who are pushing the products to their regions. So we have regional offices in Ibadan, we have in Abuja, we have in Kano, But the fact that we have in Kano doesn't mean they only sell to Kano. They also go to Kaduna. They go to each regional offices, service all the towns and cities that surround it. We have in Enugu, we have in Port Harcourt. So that is how we have ensured that the products can reach the nooks and crannies of the country. Yes, Dr. Adeyinka will take that. Being a man and a doctor.
Okay, good morning. Thank you very much for that question. So for your second question, I would recommend, since you're talking about chronic diseases, I would recommend the Avon Revive for such cases where you have catastrophic illnesses, chronic, ranging from the strokes to these chronic kidney diseases, to the heart attacks and what have you. So in a process of enrollment, you are definitely going to be issued a form called a medical declaration form, which you're going to be filling to let us know exactly what the chronic illness is. Okay, so because in Avon HMO, we are very big on data, and we like to case manage our enrollees properly to ensure that they are getting the exact right recommended treatment for their diseases. So we would like also to case manage that. So when you fill this form, that will obviously give us that data, accessibility to that data, because of course it's a declaration form, and we'll be able to track it. And definitely when you buy that recommended Avon Revive, then you have access with the pre-existing condition you already have, likewise whatever that can, metamorphose from that as well. Thank you.
Spoken like a true doctor. Let me add a few things to that. What we do is managed care. It's a form of health insurance. There's something called adverse selection. So if a person already knows that they have a condition and undergoing treatment, it's too late for you to buy the product. And it would be unfair, because if the people who are already ill and have been presented with a bill at the hospital come and buy the product, then all the actuarial modeling and the actuarial it has been thrown to the dogs. Imagine me launching today and 50 people who already have cancers buy the product. For each one of the 50, I have to take care of them up to 5 million. 5 million times 50. And we pack up shop and go home. So we avoid adverse selection partly through what he said, the medical declaration form. Because if you have an already existing condition, that particular condition will not be covered. So there's no point already having been diagnosed with a cancer, presented with a bill, and then buying this plan. It's fraud. As in all insurance products, it is against unforeseen risks. If the risk has materialized, what are you? It is not, it is already here. And if that is done, there will be nothing in the pool to take care of other people who bought it because they were planning against an unforeseen risk. So there's also a waiting period, because we know everybody will not be 100% honest. And also because the pool has to be given an opportunity to accumulate. So when you buy such plans, you can't buy it today and go and access that care tomorrow. There's a waiting period of 60 days. By God's grace, nothing will happen in the first 60 days. But if what happens is something like a heart attack, then you will have access. If what happens is something that happened as a result of an accident, then you will have access. But other forms of diseases, within the first 60 days, you can't have access. And if it's a pre-existing conditions, doctors will know. We have other international health plans too that some very smart Nigerians bought after they had been advised that they need hip replacement surgery. So within 1 month, one of our enrolled members had traveled to the UK, had done hip replacement, had replaced the 2 knees. Suffice to say that our international partners have threatened her with legal action. She has quickly paid back their money. She quickly paid it because it's a different thing if it is Avon in Nigeria threatening legal action. I'm sure people will just... But when reputable insurers in the UK, and you are someone that goes to the UK a lot, are threatening you with legal action, you will pay back the money. So that is how we mitigate against, because it will be unfair for those many other people who bought it to guard themselves against the unforeseeable. And then when it now happens to them, there's no money left in the pool because all the sick people have come to use the money in the pool. So it doesn't deviate from the core of what insurance is supposed to do, which is unforeseeable risks. Yeah?
Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm a customer. My name is Yomi Oketope, and I work for Sachs Innovative Network Limited. I'm speaking from experience because we've been using Avon for roughly 2 to 3 years now. And so far, so good. Our experience has been very good compared to the HMO we were using before. Now, these new plans, I want to know, are they standalone or top-up plans like add-ons to existing bouquet that you have? Am I supposed to drop maybe my existing bouquet and pick any of these? I don't understand, so I need information on that. Can they be assessed as standalone or as add-on if you're already on an existing bouquet? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The plans can actually be top-ups to existing plans, so that just extends your coverage of the existing plan you have. And they can also be standalone. That's why we say, God forbid, for some people that say, I would not just walk into a hospital in the 5-10 years, I haven't been ill. So they just buy that for eventuality. But for existing customers, you can buy it as a top-up plan, and it runs pari passu with your existing plan. So it just extends, increases your coverage.
Good morning. I suppose it's morning. I'm Temitayo Oladeyinde. I report for Business Day newspaper. I want to know if this initiative is a reaction to the NHIA policy of asking private HMOs to yank off provision of basic medical package, and they should relinquish it to the state government or the government generally to take over. Is this a reaction to that? Because I hear you talking about complementary services, which all of this is about. That's my first question. I also officially want to know what Avon reaction is to that, the NHIA policy of 2022. I understand that there is there's a work ongoing between the federal government and the players in the insurance sector about the operational guideline of that act, because a lot of complaints and criticism have come up. So what do you expect as Avon? Then I want to know if this will be taking a substantial coverage of diagnosis and treatment. So from what we hear from healthcare provider, many users are not actually, especially for this package you're talking about now, chronic diseases, for instance, mental health issues. It just covers maybe consultation, the substantial part of your treatment that really weighs a lot that individual cannot carry alone and not often covered by insurance packages. So I really want to know, for instance, in cancer, is it going to be covering chemo, radiotherapy, consultations, tests, MRIs, those heavy scans in terms of financial weight? Thank you.
I have my regulator here in person.
Thank you so much. I think I will stand up to answer this question. I will take the first part of the question, and I want to congratulate Avon HMO for what they have done today. They have been so reactive. They are not even waiting for the operational guidelines to come out. They've started to jump. Just like you said, it's a reaction to the new act that has come out. And one of the things that the new act is saying is that everybody in the country should have what you call a basic minimum plan. And the private HMOs are now supposed to sell a top-up to that plan. So everybody enters at a uniform level, whether you're rich or whether you're poor. Now, I think there was a question that was asked by somebody here about existing plans and what I need to do with these new additions that are coming in. Ideally, we are going to get to a stage whereby Avon will not sell those basic minimum packages again to individuals and corporate bodies. Now, if you can afford it, because a lot of these products that you're looking at here today, in fact, I think, don't let me say it's a ripoff, but it's a game of insurance, and it's about numbers. And I'm sure with the numbers, those prices that have been called here today are things that can work out if the insurance scales up the way it's supposed to scale up. So Avon is being reactive, and that is why they are taking this proactive step to start very early. And that is what we want. We want the private HMOs to be in the business of top-ups. That's the supplementary or complementary. So what is missing in the basic minimum package is what HMOs should concentrate on now to sell. And I congratulate Avon. They are taking the bold step about the first person that is coming out now to say, yes, we have left the basic minimum plan for the states, because one of the things that we're also doing is to encourage the state health insurance agencies. The state health insurance agencies are supposed to sell the basic minimum package, which is defined in the National Health Act. And after that, any other person buys the supplementary and the complementary top-ups. And that is what Avon is doing here today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all.
Yeah, the second question, I think, spoke to what are the kind of services that are covered. You were specific: chemotherapy, MRI scans. That is why these plans exist. Because very often, those services are not adequately covered, if at all they are covered, under your normal standard HMO plans. These plans exist because we know that when those acute and critical illnesses come, the tests that are required are costly tests. Consultations will not be consultations with general practitioners. They'll be consultations with the specialists. The kind of medication that will be required is not the 2,500 naira medication. So everything that is needed to treat an enrolled member who has subscribed to this plan is covered under the plan. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Emeka from UBA. My question is, all these the new products, can they be assessed from all your hospital networks, or are there exclusions in terms of hospitals where they can be assessed? The second question is on age limit. If you buy any of those products, are there age limitations to assessing healthcare in those products? And then finally, it is good, Simba had mentioned about what is covered. It will also be better if we know what is excluded, because that's where we have issues. Thank you.
So on age limits, it's available for everybody up to the age of 60. You will discover that, it's not a surprise. Most parts of the world, by the time you are 60, the government takes care of you. You've worked hard. Your productive years have been spent on building the country. You have contributed to the wealth of the nation. So there are specific retiree plans. These are not retiree plans. On Avon HMO, we have retiree plans for people that have been on our plans and have crossed over 60. This plan is also not accessible by minors, except they are coming in as part of a family, because a minor cannot contract. So for an individual to buy this plan on his or her own, can't be a minor. You have to be 21 years old. But if you are 60 and above, you can't buy the plan either. But we have other retiree plans on the Avon HMO bouquet of offerings. Exclusions. Yes, there are exclusions. So there's what we call general exclusions to health plans that this doesn't cover. Cosmetic surgery is an exclusion. It won't cover it. Act of war is an exclusion. It won't cover it. Dangerous sports, because you now have bought my Ace Global, you now go into car racing, or you are cycling. Cycling is a dangerous sport. You need special types of insurance when you are a biker. Those bikers, you know the sound they make. When they are passing, you think they are gunshots going at you. Attempted suicide too, unfortunately, is not covered. Self-inflicted injuries, not covered. But on the website, there is comprehensive information. So, like my regulator has said, the value you get for what you pay on these health plans is quite phenomenal. And we're very happy and very proud to be the first HMO in Nigeria to demonstrate this kind of preparedness and readiness for what we know is coming. The basic minimum plan will be something that every single resident of Nigeria must subscribe to. Yes, we do have private health plans that are supplementary as well as complementary. But subscribing to the basic minimum package means that it's almost as if you're paying a tax. You are contributing to the well-being of every Nigerian, even if you don't use it. You can pay for it and still take your private health insurance plans, but make sure you pay for it. There's Ilera Eco in Lagos State. Pay for it. Because those are the ones that covers everybody, no matter what income level we are. And we're all meant to be our brother's keeper. But when you do, remember there are some illnesses that, God forbid, cannot answer. And buy Avon HMO's critical care top-up plans. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will continue to chat with... Okay, there's one more question.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bingpei from KPMG. Okay, you didn't answer Emeka's question on the type of hospitals.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
in using the HMO, we have different types of hospitals we can assess. There are grade A hospitals and there are grade B. So you need to specify whether these plans allow grade A or grade B.
Okay. Thank you. I missed that.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mental health. We have a lot of cases now in Nigeria, mental health issues. Do this plan cover them also?
Thank you. I missed out the one about the hospitals. You're right. But you see, what you will discover is that tertiary care is only available at those high-grade hospitals, both private as well as public. So when there is cancer, for instance, we are going to go to tertiary institutions. If there's availability at tertiary institutions that are private that cover cancer, we will go there. But personally, if it's a member of my family, I will go to LASUT. Because your kobo will travel further. We have both. We have the private and we have the public. But that's just my own personal preference. So we have made sure both are available on these health plans. You see that there's a difference, albeit slight, between secure and secure light. Secure light doesn't give access to as many private healthcare institutions as secure does. That's why it is secure light, and it costs marginally. But you can see the difference is even marginal. Because when we were doing our research to come up with the products, we discovered for most of these critical and acute illnesses, only our teaching hospitals have the availability of the equipment, consultants, skill, and experience to deal with those issues adequately. On mental health, our normal standard plan covers mental health, even including institutionalization. Because these are acute and critical plans, they cannot cover mental health, except if the mental health also was, I'm not a doctor, but I imagine there's some sudden mental health episodes that can be unforeseen. Most mental health exist and are being managed. There are hardly any mental health issues you see that are sudden, critical, and unforeseen. But should there be, because I always say, even though sometimes in the press they call me Dr. Simbo, I'm not a doctor. My knowledge in this specific area is limited. But what I do know is that if it exists, and it's a sudden, acute, and critical incident of a mental health breakdown, this will definitely cover it, because it will meet the requirements. Thank you. So on that note, I'm going, one more.
Thank you so much for this forum. My name is Paul. I'm from Arojolad Hospital. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity and how Avon has spearheaded these plans and to provide this top-up benefit. So I had 5 questions, but thankfully all has been answered. So that's great. So I just have a recommendation here. Yeah, coming from the provider aspect, we know that we have a lot of crowd, especially in the healthcare sector, in the providers. So can Avon look at opportunities where they can have ambassadors at these providers, where people that are coming to the hospital will know that there is a plan like this? With that, we'll have a lot more exposure, and then the message will be preached out like the gospel to more people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Paul, for that recommendation. Okay, and definitely we'll be looking into that, because our providers, as much as we need them, they need us as well. So we will definitely be collaborating with you, Arjolad, and the likes of our providers to propagate and promulgate this plan that we have. Thank you very much.
So on that note, I'm going to say, what we're saying is, don't just say God forbid, or to fear kwa, or it can never be me, or blood of Jesus. No. Get a critical care top-up plan from Avon HMO. You'll be very happy you did. I'm going to now hand over to our group head, Sales and Business Development, Mrs. Toye Upong, to give a vote of thanks.
Stand to thank, and we are really grateful. We are so grateful that you have made this session a very successful one, better than we thought or imagined. So it's been a time well spent, and that's because of you. So we are really grateful, and we say thank you very much. Thank you for taking time from your very busy professional and private schedules to be here. Thank you so much. I see a lot of executives here in-house, our partners, our regulators, and we were really blown when our chairman walked in, and we are really, really very grateful. We don't take your time for granted. And we see you as partners. And we also crave your indulgence to please be our advocate in the market for this plan, save somebody's life. Just a word to somebody could just save a life that's waiting, or something that is waiting to happen. And also in the case of with insecurity and what have you around us, it's just good to have something by the side. So in the society where we are today, this is a necessity. And we therefore ask that you please be our advocate. Just send this word to somebody, retweet what we have on our social media to your network. And of course, this is a live stream. We do also appreciate our online community, and we thank you for always staying connected to us. And a lot of awareness is also dependent on those of us in this room, those of us that have connected. And we, the sales team, of course, we are a formidable team that is waiting to ensure that the market is taken on these plans. So thank you very much for coming. And we wish, and we also pray that God will send you men when you need them most, as you have come to be with us and to celebrate the success with us. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. The refreshment. Help yourself before you leave.
Nice one. I'm sure. I'm telling you that I'm going to look at that and use my receipt. Bill. Sons who are refused. They are happy. Let's move the body with money. Very hard.